So this set has questions from geography as well as history. So let's talk about the very first question. Now this talks about the term and the associated concept. So Mirasidar is the designated revenue payer to the state. So 3 is the right option here. The next question, under Buddhism, you had the Mahayana and the Himalayan sect. Now, Mahayana considered God to be eternal, and that is what is the deification of Buddha. Now, this is the correct statement. Sthaviravadins were considered as the Theravadins and were the Himalayan, so this is incorrect. And Lokottaravadin sect belong to the Mahayans, so this is correct. You have 2 and 3 as the right option here. The next question, this is what we have covered in the yesterday's class, that was live for NCERT class 11th history, talking about industrial revolution. Now here Indian handicrafts were ruined during the 19th century, and that was one of the major impacts of industrial revolution that was witnessed. The next question talks about the sequence. Now under the sequence we have what we need to understand is 2 and 4. 1 and 3 were more or less contemporary, and however there is no such confusion given. So if you know 2 and 4, then you simply can say that it was first of all the Mahendravarman, followed by the Pala dynasty, and then you had Pratiharas and Cholas. So it was initially the Pratiharas and the Cholas, however they were more or less contemporary. So you have based on 2 and 4, you can assign that C is the correct option here. The next question is Hundi. Hundi is a direct question that talks about bills of exchange, and that was used during the post-Harsha period, and it was major means of transaction for your debit and credit transactions. The next is Desher Katha. Now Desher Katha has been written by Sakharam Ganesh Deuskar. Now he basically talked about the colonial state's conquest and how that actually happened, and the use of Desh was mainly for the region of Bengal, and that too for the specific region of Darbhanga, where he was trying to talk about more Darbhanga Desh. So you have 1 and 3 as the right option here. The next question is a very interesting question talking about Gandhi-Irwin Pact. So under this pact, Gandhiji's suggestion for inquiry into police excesses was rejected. So this becomes the incorrect option. Then you have the release of prisoners, only those prisoners who were not charged with the cases of violence. So this is correct. Then there was withdrawal of all the ordinances, so including those of the civil disobedience, and Congress was invited to participate with Gandhiji representing conference. So you have 1, 2 and 4 as the right option. The next is Vital-Vidhvansak was the monthly journal written by Walangkar. So A becomes your right option. This was one of the monthly journals that was written, and it was with a target to focus onto the untouchables. The next was the terms that were used. Now Kulyavap, Dronvap were the terms used for measuring the land. Now these were the terms from Bengal. The region of central India had similarly different terms like Bhumi. Western Indian have Nivratna as some of the terms that were there. So different parts of the country had different terms for the measurement of the land that was used. The next is, this is one of the inscriptions that has been written in the 14 rock edicts of Ashoka. And even if you do not know that, simply by reading the statement you can understand that this was on the religious ground, and after the Kalinga war how Ashoka changed, and this is what we have discussed in the NCERT history lectures. So just a brief outline about that would help you answer this question. So Ashoka is the right option. The next is fertigation. Now fertigation, what does it mean? I am adding fertilizer to the irrigation system. Now this would not control the alkalinity in itself, because I'll have to add more things to it. Definitely phosphates could be used for fertigation as a fertilizer. There would be higher nutrients available to the plant because the nutrients are directly being obtained from the water, and water has the fertilizers already added to it, and this would also reduce the leaching. So you would have 2, 3 and 4 as the right option for this question. The next talks about the minerals. Now we have certain major minerals. So chromite, kyanite and sillimanite are the major minerals. So you have the list of the major and the mineral value, major and the minor minerals. So under the minor, we can see you have the bentonite that is there. Now this non-metallic, which is the major, the list runs here, and under the minor you have the list runs here. So you have the remaining of those, as you can see, you have the chromite that is here. Then you have sillimanite and kyanite. So all of these are the major minerals. So going back to the question, we have these three as the major mineral and bentonite as a minor mineral. Coming on to the next question, ocean mean temperature. Now ocean mean temperature is measured at a depth of 26 degree isotherms. However, the depth is around 50 to 100 meters, and this is during the month of March and January. So this is incorrect. However, this is correct because we are trying to assess the amount of rainfall by the long term mean. Okay, so this is 1 is incorrect and 2 is correct. So you have B as the right option. The next question talks about again chemical fertilizers. Which of those is a correct statement? Here we need to understand that the prices is being fixed by the government. For example, urea price is being monitored by the government. So first is incorrect. Ammonia, which is an input of urea, is produced from natural gas. That is true. And sulfur from which is a raw material for phosphoric acid fertilizer, is a byproduct for refineries. That is again correct. So you have 2 and 3 as the right options here. The next question is an interesting question. The Great Indian National Park. Now this covers 2 districts of Jaisalmer and Barmer and covers nearly 37 villages inside it. Great Indian Bustard is home to it. So you have 2 as the incorrect option. 1 and 3 are the correct option. A very, very interesting question that was asked. The next is Siachen Glacier. Now this is north of Nubra Valley. We have covered this exclusively in our class on the geography of Kashmir, geography of Leh Ladakh, where we have talked about the various topographical features. Okay, so most important question, and it was very, very expected question in fact. Now the places and the correct links. Bilasa is near Vidisha in Madhya Pradesh. That is correct. Dwasamundaram is near Hassan in Karnataka. So it's incorrect. Girinar in Junagadh, Gujarat. So it is correct. And Sthaneswar or Thaneshwar is in Haryana. So it is incorrect. So you would have 1 and 3 as the correct options. The next question talks about which of the following statements are correct. So interestingly, this time not much of the questions had which of the following statement is incorrect. So that was an easy part of it. The Central Groundwater Act was formed under the Environmental Protection Act. True. India has the world's largest area under groundwater irrigation. Again true. However, 36% of the India's districts are classified as overexploited plus critical plus semi-critical. It's not just overexploited or critical. So it's an amalgamation of all of these 3. Okay. That means you have 1 that is incorrect, 2 and 3 are the right options for this question. The next question is, some cyclones develop an eye. That's true. If you go back to the classes on cyclones where we have talked about tropical and temperate cyclone, you will understand this better. So tropical cyclones have the formation of eye. Temperate cyclones do not have the eye formation that is there. Jet streams occur both in the north hemisphere as well as the south hemisphere. So it's incorrect. Again, the temperature is less than 10 degrees Celsius than the surrounding is incorrect. So you have 2 only as the right option. The next question is critical tiger habitat. Now this was part of your down to earth edition that we have covered, where we had talked about the involatile coal reserves, and Nagarjunasagar-Srisailam was one of the examples that was quoted. So you have C as the right option. This is part of your tiger conservation project. So those were some of the important questions that we have discussed among these 20 questions. The remaining 40 questions we would be coming up with soon. So stay tuned, stay subscribed. Have a wonderful day ahead.